Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Violet, and I'm super excited to be able to share with you and participate in the $5 Dollar Tree Meal Challenge. I was so excited about this challenge that I couldn't just make one meal. So I decided to go ahead and make two meals and one dessert for you. And they're all under $5. So the first one I'm going to share with you is this dessert. Now it's one kind of like an icebox dessert. What you're going to need is a graham cracker pie crust. You're going to need 2 sweet carnation canned milks and 1 evaporated milk, 5 to 6 limes. Now, honestly, I would have just gone to my grocery store and gotten a carnation milk there. It would have been a little bit cheaper than to buy 2 of them from Dollar Tree. But since this was a Dollar Tree challenge, I went ahead and got 2 of the cans from Dollar Tree. So what you're going to do is just cut your limes in half and squeeze them into a cup. Basically what you're trying to get is at least maybe half a cup of lime juice. If you don't have limes, you can use the concentrated lime juice in a bottle, but I like that fresh squeezed lime juice. So just go ahead and squeeze about 5 to 6 limes should be good enough. Like I said, you're just looking for at least half a cup or a little bit less of that lime juice. So once you're done squeezing all your lime juice, go ahead and set that aside. And what you're going to need first is a blender. You're going to pour in your evaporated milk in both cans of your sweet carnation milk. And that's going to be a total of 14 ounces. So basically, if you buy the larger sweet carnation can of milk, just go ahead and use 1 evaporated and 1 sweet carnation. But if you're doing it like I am from Dollar Tree, it's 1 evaporated and 2 sweet carnation milks. Go ahead and put those in the blender. And what you're going to do is blend those up for at least a minute or so, just to make sure it's very well blended, both of those 2 milks together. Like I said, I was so excited to be able to participate in this challenge. I was never really shopped that much in the grocery aisle, and I was so excited to be able to do this for you guys and share it and, you know, kind of push my limits and see what I could come up with. So once you've mixed up your milks for about a minute, go ahead and pour your lime juice and blend it up for another additional minute. You're going to come up with like a creamy consistency, kind of like when you're doing making a pudding mix, and it's almost not quite pudding thickness, but almost there. So just go ahead and pour that into your graham cracker pie crust, and basically you're done. All you're going to do is use the same lid that it came with, the pie crust, and just cover it up and put it in the fridge. I would recommend you put it in the fridge for at least a good 6 hours, if not overnight. The longer you leave it in your fridge, the harder it's going to get, and the better it would be when you cut it up. So just cover it up and put it in your fridge for, again, at least 4 to 6 hours, or if not, overnight. So once you've left it overnight, or how many hours you can, if you want to garnish it, go ahead and just garnish it with some lime peel, and then I just put a slice of lime in the middle. And then all you have to do is slice it up. So it's kind of like a custard. I believe I'm saying that correctly, but basically it's going to be a little bit thick, but I would highly recommend you keep it in your fridge until you're ready to serve. And there you have it. And this tasted great. It wasn't too tart, and it was really nice and creamy, kind of like a custard, like I said, but more a pudding type, but it was very, very good. So that's your dessert. So next, what we're going to make is your dinner. And I picked up these products: some mashed potatoes, a tilapia, some garlic bread, and some asparagus, and a can of garlic and herb tomatoes. So what we're going to do first is basically take out your tilapia, make sure you wash it and clean it really well before you fry it up. And what I'm going to use is some of this Old Bay spice. So just go ahead and season it up whichever way you like. You can even get some lemon pepper or salt and pepper if you like, just salt and pepper. And I typically, when I fry my fish, I put a little bit of butter into my pan, and then I just spray some olive oil onto my fish itself. And it doesn't take too long for it to fry up. So just fry up one side for about a minute or so, and then flip it over and fry it up for the same amount of time on the second side. I never even knew they had fish tilapia there at Dollar Tree. I even saw chicken strips, and I've always thought they just had microwave food there. I never really paid attention except for the veggies. I do get veggies from there, but I never really paid attention to anything else. So I was super excited to see that they even had fish. So once you're done with your fish, go ahead and set it aside. And then I'm just going to open up the asparagus, and this is the way it comes. And I let it thaw out while I was frying my fish. So what I'm going to do with asparagus is cut it up into 3 pieces. I'm going to spray my pan with a little bit of olive oil. Then I'm going to put half a can of the tomato sauce or the tomato dices with the olive oil. And I put a little bit of pepper. And then once it was steaming, I went ahead and put my asparagus pieces and just sauteed it, just a light saute, just to get the asparagus nice and warm. You don't need to fry it up too much. Just saute it and then set it aside. So once you set that aside, go ahead and make your mashed potatoes as directed on your bag, which you add your milk, your water, and your butter. Let it all melt together and get nice and hot, not boiling, but steaming. And once it's to that point where all your butter is melted, go ahead and pour in the bag of mashed potatoes. And if you're like me, you add a little bit more butter than what they asked for. I just like my mashed potatoes a little bit buttery than what they tell you on the bag. But that, just do it to taste. Set that aside. And now you can put your garlic bread into the oven and just let it toast that way. But I wanted to show you that you can also do it on a frying pan. Just basically kind of use it like a grilled cheese and just flip it until it's nice and toasted on both sides. And here is my tilapia on my lemon plate from Dollar Tree. Then just put your mashed potatoes and your asparagus with tomato sauce. And a piece of toast. So what do you guys think about this meal? Absolutely delicious. I had a few people taste it. We just got a spoonful each and we absolutely loved it. Couldn't believe that it was only $5. So our next meal, I wanted to show you an authentic Mexican meal using Dollar Tree items, and this is a breakfast. This is something that you can do on the, when you're in a rush, or even for your children when they're heading out to the bus stop, or you just something that you want to take for lunch, a quick lunch. What you're going to do is get one of these cans of sliced potatoes. You're going to drain out the water, and just basically what you're going to do is cut your sliced potatoes into 4 quarters. And there's quite a bit of potatoes into this can. So I'd only use, I want to say, half of it for my 4 eggs. So just go ahead and put a little bit of oil and put your pan on medium heat. And while that's heating up, go ahead and slice up your potatoes. And everyone that is going to participate in this challenge, I'll make sure to leave a link to all their tutorials down below, so you can go ahead and binge watch all of our tutorials on all these unique and different $5 meals from Dollar Tree. So once you're done slicing up all your potatoes, or as many as you like, you're going to go ahead and just put them into the frying pan. Just make sure that your oil is nice and hot. So once you want to check your oil, make sure it's nice and hot. It'll start frying up. Once it is, just go ahead and put all the rest of them in. And just start frying everything and mixing it up. While your potatoes are almost done, because it doesn't take too long since those potatoes are already nice and soft, you're just trying to fry them up a little bit. What you're going to do is crack open 4 of your eggs and just mix them up. And I put a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt in mine. And then you're going to remove a little bit of that oil from your pan. Just leave enough so your eggs won't stick. And then mix it all together. And this is your eggs with papa, a very common and tradition in the Mexican culture. We eat eggs with papa a lot, and beans. So once you're done with that, set that aside and go ahead and get another pan with a little bit of oil. Make sure that oil is hot, and then you put your beans in there. You drained out the water of those beans as well, and then you just mash them up to your liking. Now what you're going to get is your flour tortilla. You're going to get a pan and make sure that it's nice and hot, and then just put your tortilla on there and flip it once or twice just so it can get nice and hot. And then you can serve it separate like I am here. I'm going to show you how to make it. Just serve it as a breakfast, and also a breakfast burrito to go. Then you put your cheese on top of your eggs con papas and your flour tortilla. And there you have it. Now to make your burrito, what you're going to do is you're going to put a spoonful of beans, and I got the smaller bag of tortillas. They do have some burrito sized tortillas there at Dollar Tree as well. If you wanted to make this a bigger burrito, you could surely get those and use them for the same concept. Then you're going to put your eggs with papas, and then shred as much cheese as you like in there. Flip the edge of one end inwards, just like that. And then you're just going to grab one other end and then hold it and flip it in to form that burrito. And now what you're going to do is put the burrito with the food in it onto your pan, and then flip it over just to heat it up. It doesn't take too long. Basically what you're trying to do is just heat up your tortilla and kind of give it that crunchy texture. Once you're done, you can just wrap it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, or just cut it up and eat it to go. And there you have it, a quick breakfast burrito. So I hope you enjoyed these 3 meals. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.